It was a dark and stormy night. Jenna and her friends were driving down a winding road in the middle of nowhere, on their way to a weekend getaway in a cabin deep in the woods. The rain was coming down in sheets, making it difficult for Jenna to see the road ahead. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the headlights. Jenna slammed on the brakes, barely avoiding hitting the person. It was a woman, soaking wet and shivering in the rain. Jenna and her friends decided to give the woman a ride to the nearest town. As they drove, the woman was quiet, barely speaking. Jenna asked if she was okay, but the woman only shook her head. As they approached the town, the woman suddenly pointed to a small, run-down house on the outskirts. "That's where I live," she said. Jenna pulled up to the house and the woman got out of the car. As she walked up the steps to the front door, Jenna and her friend saw something in the darkness that made their blood run cold. It was a figure, watching from the shadows. It was too dark to make out any features, but Jenna could feel its eyes on her. She quickly drove away, but the image of the figure stayed with her. The rest of the weekend went by without incident, but Jenna couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. On the last night, as she lay in bed, she heard a noise outside the cabin. She got up to investigate and saw the figure from before, standing outside the window. Jenna screamed and woke up her friends, but when they looked outside, there was no one there. Jenna tried to convince herself that it was just her imagination, but the feeling of being watched never went away. As they drove home, Jenna couldn't shake the feeling that they were being followed. She kept looking in the rearview mirror, but there was nothing there. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the middle of the road, causing Jenna to swerve off the road and crash. When Jenna woke up, she was in a hospital bed. Her friends were by her side, but they were pale and scared. "It's still out there," they whispered to her. "It's still watching us." Jenna never fully recovered from the accident. She was plagued by nightmares and the feeling of being watched for the rest of her life. And every time she looked in the mirror, she saw the figure staring back at her, a reminder of the horror that she had experienced.